Marry me vegan chicken fettuccine. Y'all, when I say it busts real bad, let's get into it. Welcome back to another video, y'all. We hopping right on in with this marinade for this vegan chicken. So I'm using 2 tablespoons of coconut aminos, 2 tablespoons of buffalo sauce, 1 tablespoon of avocado oil, 2 tablespoons nutritional yeast, 2 tablespoons wickle pickle juice, 1 teaspoon of blackened seasoning, 1 teaspoon of onion and garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of chili powder. This is new, y'all. So yeah, give it a nice little mix. And of course, for this recipe, we will be using some soy-free tofu. So basically, I'm going to cut it up into some slices. Now, you can shape these like some chicken breasts, you know, whatever floats your boat, but I didn't have time for that. I'm just going to leave mine in some squares. So that's how we're going to do it. Now, once you get them sliced up, you want to go ahead and make some little scores into the tofu so that the marinade can get inside. So basically just take your knife and cut some lines into both sides, just as you see here. And then we're going to put them into the marinade and let them marinate for about 10 to 15 minutes. Once they've marinated to your liking, we're going to go ahead and cook these, pan fry them on a pan, as you can see, with no oil. Okay, I find that when you do it with no oil, it gets a nice little browning on each side. So that's what we want to do. We just want to get like a little small, little crisp, little brown on each side. And of course, you want to flip these halfway through until it looks like that right there. And then we're going to let these cool all the way off and set them to the side. In the marinade that we set to the side, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of flour and some plant milk and make this basically like a batter. Okay, we want it like a loose batter, not like a pancake batter. We don't want it too thick. Then we're going to make a dry mix, which will consist of some vegan breadcrumbs. I'm going to season these up with some Creole seasoning, onion powder, garlic powder, parsley, some Italian seasoning, and also some paprika and some blackened seasoning. That blackened seasoning is key, y'all, in this. So basically what we're going to do after the tofu cools, we're going to put this in the wet mix, then dip it into the dry mix, and then we're going to line these up on some parchment paper and let them bake in the oven until they are crispy and golden brown for about 20, maybe 15 minutes, but golden brown to your liking. To cook our noodles, we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of plant butter into the water, let it melt completely. Then we're going to add our fettuccine noodles. If you Italian like me, no, I'm just playing, I'm not Italian, but don't break your noodles, just put them in the water, okay? Next, we're going to make our sauce in a buttered skillet. We're going to add half of a yellow onion. Let it cook down until it's fragrant just a little bit. And then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, okay? Give that a nice little mix. We're going to let that cook down until it's fragrant. Once it is, we're going to add up some chopped dried tomatoes, okay? Sun-dried tomatoes. So I just chopped them up just like I said, and I added them. We're gonna let these cook with the onions and garlic for about 1 to 2 minutes, and then we're gonna add our plant milk. I'm adding 2 cups of that. Then we're gonna add 2 cups of vegetable stock or vegetable broth. We're gonna season that up. I'm using some Italian seasoning, some Creole seasoning, onion and garlic powder, and just a little bit of smoked paprika, and also a squeeze of half a lemon. Give that a nice little mix and let it cook down. Once it starts to boil, this is when we want to add our cream cheese, because you know you want to put your cream cheese in and let it melt. I am using 8 ounces of this, or 1 full container of vegan cream cheese, and we're gonna basically stir this in until the cream cheese is all melted. You don't want lumps and clumps of cream cheese in your stuff, okay? So basically take a fork or a whisk and just continue to whisk it on up until the cream cheese is completely broken up. Once it's melted down, we're gonna add some vegan parmesan. I did use a whole container, y'all, of this vegan parmesan. Of course, you can use whatever floats your boat. Give that a nice little mix, and that is the sauce, okay? So once the noodles are al dente or ready to your liking, we're gonna go ahead and add these to the sauce. Now, I did season up my noodles as well. I'm gonna season them up with a little bit of blackened seasoning, some onion and garlic powder, and give this a nice little mix. I think I did put some Italian seasoning on there as well, and then give this a nice little mix. And basically let the sauce thicken up to your liking. Of course, when you turn it off and let it sit, it does thicken up a little bit more. Yeah, I ended up making this and putting it together with some asparagus and some rolls. When I say it was real bad, it was so freaking delicious. Y'all comment down below, let me know what you think about this recipe, if you're gonna try it. As you can see, I left the spinach out, but of course you can add it in. But that's what you got right there, baby. Again, it was so delicious. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video. I'll see you on the next one.